Hello everyone. I welcome you all to Be and Beyond, a talk show by ISA-VESIT, which takes you through the journey of alpha geeks from around the world, wherein they share with us their experiences and expertise in the top tier fields of technology and science. I'm Yash Chavan, your host for this episode. Today we have with us Miss Shubhangi Balasubramanian, one of the prominent alumni of VESIT, who is currently pursuing MS in computer science from the University of Buffalo. Hello, ma'am. Let's
Hey,
get
hi.
started with the interview.
Hi, Yash.
Yeah. So, being an alumni of VESIT itself, what was the VESIT's role in shaping your career?
VESIT played a major role because my undergrad degree was in instrumentation in VESIT, and I passed out just very recently in 2021. So I would say the whole instrumentation department, and also the college experience during COVID and during non-COVID in-person times. So all of it was a whole experience that added to my current journey, I would say. And I think the opportunities that came with being a student of VESIT itself, if you know how to recognize them, that added a lot of value because, I got my internship during my undergrad also because of VESIT. I also became a part of ISA, which was a major time I spent in college during my undergrad was in ISA. So it all started very randomly, I was an opportunist. I was always open to attending new events and, going up for new things. So one such fun event was when I got to know about ISA, and due to which I attended an annual symposium event of ISA in my first year. So after that, I felt it was really cool that a technical society, conducted fun events, it used to organize workshops for students and stuff. So I thought it was interesting to be a part of such a council to organize them. And that's how the rest of the 3 years of my college have been like. Uh, I think to all those who are students right now who are skeptical about joining societies because it might waste time and stuff, I think you should join societies and technical societies in particular because they give you a sort of skill set that you don't know you might get out of college. You can learn a lot of new things. You can learn how to actually be in a team, work as a team, and it would give you an intro of how a corporate life would really work like. So, yeah.
Surely those past memories might have been memorable for you.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
Being one on the other side as you are, from there to here, it's been a long journey.
yeah, absolutely. So, you are currently pursuing a master's degree in computer science. Why did you decide to switch from instrumentation to computer science? Like, those are two completely different fields.
Yeah. So that's true. As you said, if you don't know much about instrumentation, so like to be very frank, I took up instrumentation just because I got it in VESIT.
Okay.
After 12th, I had no particular career plan as like what engineering I wanted to do. So I actually was new towards instrumentation. I really didn't know what it was, and I took it up. And I think now when I look back on the past 4 years, I feel instrumentation has been so versatile, at least the coursework of MU and VESIT in particular of instrumentation, because we all started from learning how sensor data can be used as an input to using it for signal processing, for having microcontrollers as a subject, having object oriented programming, biomedical instrumentation. It varies from that basic level up to all the different domains that it opened pathways for us. So I think trying all these new things is what kind of motivated and encouraged me to try out the different fields and work on projects in various fields to get to know my interest. So I have always been a person who had an inclination towards maths and analytics in general. I can't really mug up things. So for me, that kind of had me taking towards coding in general, because coding is all about logic and problem solving, I believe. Computer
Yeah,
science itself is all about that. So that really drove me because I had done a few courses in my third year which were, on data analysis. And I had also done a few projects that were related to coding and computer science in general. So that's where I got to know that I wanted to, venture into this field more, to know about it in my future. And that's why I thought, to uplift my skill sets, I had to do masters in computer science, that I get to know which particular field I want to go in computer science in my career. So yeah.
Yeah. I do believe that most of the viewers here must be on a similar career path, and I hope they get inspired as well. So, moving on to the next question, what is the current scope of computer science and what are the job roles offered as a computer science engineer?
Okay. So it's a very generic question, or because computer science is
Yeah.
a very broad term. Like, it has a lot of aspects to it. It lays as the background for many different fields, from robotics to embedded systems to web development, software engineering, AI, which is right now the booming field. So I believe that, in the current digital world, we all are dependent on only two important things. One is data and other is internet. So these two things are driven mostly because of computer science. So in the near future, I see that computer science is an ever growing field, in terms of the skill sets, in terms of the career, in terms of salary, which we all look up to. So it's a kind of subject that will never doom for the near future. And coming to the different job roles in computer science, so there are n number of subfields in computer science. So you can either venture into data science, you can venture into machine learning in particular, or web development, or there are many job roles in terms of software development engineer, or web developer, project manager. All these come under computer science. So it totally lies under the person's own interest of what they want to do, and the skill sets that they develop for that particular role, and only then they can venture into it.
Yeah, totally agreed that the scope is really huge. Like the opportunities are really
Yeah.
high as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Newton School is back with India's premier coding contest, which is open for all the students from 1st to 4th year across all these streams with zero registration fees. Participate and get free access to an exclusive online course along with a certificate. Don't miss to grab this opportunity and win cash prizes and gift vouchers worth rupees 30,000. The contest will be held on 29th of April and the registration link for the same is provided in the description below. So what are you waiting for? Go and register yourself now.
So, like, what factors need to be considered while choosing the right university? Why did you opt for the University of Buffalo?
Okay. So I think I would say, for choosing a university, there are two stages. I think the first stage of choosing the university, one should select it based on the ranking of the university, depending on the course they want to pursue, and the curriculum that that particular university offers, and also the pricing criteria, maybe. All these factors have to be put first. And once a student kind of checks all this, you can shortlist on the kind of universities you want to approach. The second sort of selection would be based on the opportunities that the university provides, apart from the whole curriculum, that. And also, for a student like me, who had a totally different background from computer science, a few universities do check the prerequisites. So, like, for me, in the reason I chose University of Buffalo was because it didn't require a particular prerequisite for me to complete in computer science. So it gave me that liberty that, I can pursue a different field and yet, excel in it. So that is one of the features that I looked up for before choosing my university. But yeah, for all the other people, if you're clear with your career path and you want, you've done your undergrad in CS and you want to aim for CS, try uplifting your profile, and get a good GRE score, and then you can aim for the Ivy Leagues, either that way. Or if you are wanting to switch careers, kind of try and look up on the universities that do not require these prerequisite courses. so that
Okay.
you can approach them easily.
Yeah, I'm sure viewers will consider these tips. So as you said, computer science is a huge field and the skill set will be huge as well. So what are the in-demand computer skills that tech companies are looking for nowadays?
Okay. So again, this is very specific to the role that a person is applying to. Now,
Okay.
within computer science itself, there are multiple positions, as I told you. So, like, for example, if you're aiming for a software developer role, okay, so you need to have, I think, in general, if I say a company, when it hires students or when it hires a person, it looks for the basic kind of skill set for that particular role. So it doesn't want you to be an expert in anything, but you have to have the basic fundamentals clear. So if you're a fresher or you have an experience of less than 3 years, then the skill set that a company would look for is basic coding, because your interview process will have coding rounds, virtual interview round, and then a behavioral round maybe. So this is the thing you have to aim for. Now, if you're applying for specific roles like maybe data scientist roles or an AI engineer or whatever, then you need to focus on those projects more, because even your interview process would be more on, maybe ML projects, or they'll give you a problem statement to solve. So the skills a company would demand is according to the role you apply for. That's one. The second thing is, I think I would say for the people who are aiming or wanting to secure a job only in the field of computer science, you should start practicing HackerRank or other CPP competitive like programming problems. And for those who are aiming for further higher studies either in US or Canadian universities, you can start working on lead code, because for me I didn't have anybody tell me that it's so important. But once I came here, it's like everybody kind of practices lead code a lot,
Yeah.
and that's how you crack interviews here kind of easily. So start developing that whole passion for coding, or it's not just about coding, it's about problem solving. Reach to a solution, clear your fundamentals on data structures and algorithms. And I think so during my VESIT journey, VESIT provided free Coursera courses. I don't know if it's still there, but use up all those opportunities that VESIT gives. It's free of cost. Take up as many certifications as you can, because somewhere down the line, if not the most highest value, but it adds some value to your profile. Learn skills and show up skills that you don't already have in your curriculum, because that does add value. So yeah.
Yep. So another typical question from students' point of view: what is
Yeah.
the best time to start preparing for entrance exams like GRE, TOEFL, and what is the right strategy to crack them?
Okay. So like for people who are aiming for US or maybe Canadian universities, mostly it's during the fall that they aim for. So a fall intake is basically something is the latter half of the year. That is, it starts usually from August. So for that, suppose say for example, I want to apply for universities and I want to join them the next fall of 23, then I must, like, we'll just go the back tracing way. So if I want to apply for the next fall, I need to the deadlines are usually till this year December, like December of 22. Usually in universities, you can check the deadlines on their websites.
Yeah.
So if I want to apply by December, I need to have my GRE and TOEFL score ready by November, at least by November, because just let's have a buffer. So if I want to be ready by the November, I need to give my GRE and TOEFL ideally by July or something. And the preparation time, I would say, would be start off by the January of this year itself. If you want to give your exam by July, because I don't think we all have so much time to, give our full day to preparations alone.
Yeah.
So if you just start by January, it's going to be a good amount of time for you to prepare every day, maybe give an hour or so. Uh, prepare quantitative and qualitative both actually, but verbal more, because I think somewhere for me, verbal was kind of hard. Uh, but yeah, it's going to be easy if you be consistently practicing it, and practice those magoosh vocabulary words, and practice as many papers as you can. You get a lot of free resources. I think ISA will provide those resources like every year it does. So yeah, you could just practice those and you're good to go. I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah, sure. Moving on to the next question. What kind of internships or courses would you suggest to the students for developing their skills, and how can they get most out of it? Is there any specific internship or activity that you have been part of which played an important part in your admission?
Okay. So this has two things. So when it comes to admission to universities, your overall profile is being evaluated, right? So it's not just one particular experience or your academics or stuff. So it has everything from your GPA to your courses that you took to any internship or project like experiences that you have, and the projects that you worked on apart from your coursework, like not the mini projects or the final year project that you do in college, that,
Okay.
and also your other extracurricular activities. Now everything has a role to play. So firstly, coming to the internship opportunities, I would say be open to any kind of internship, because any kind of internship adds value than not doing it. uh, and I think because things have started up in person, at least in India, so you can apply externally for companies as well. So this is something that people usually fear or don't do. So in my case as well, I was very unsure about getting an internship, but I just gave it my try. So randomly, I think one of the professors of electronics department had sent a message about an opening of an internship in embedded systems. So I had no idea of doing embedded or anything, but I thought, let me give it a try at least for the internship interview experience of the internship, right? So I just applied for it, and turned out that during during the talk of the interview itself, uh, the interviewee changed the role for me. Like, I wasn't interested for embedded, so she was ready to give me a data scientist intern role, and I could pursue it, and it was a startup. So basically, I feel internships, the whole experience of that interview helps, right? And apart from that, even the whole internship experience helps you, because it's not one of those like in your college, you're spoon fed with assignments. We also used to be those who used to do assignments in the last day, take it from friends, or even in exams, it's going to be last moment mug up karke, you write the exam and stuff. So that's
Uh,
not the case when you do an internship. You actually are put into a pressure environment where you have to learn something and implement it by your own. So all these things, be it the domain that you want to work in, or maybe something that's related to your domain, anything, actually this adds value to your profile, because frankly speaking, for me, I haven't been having a work experience before I applied for masters. I'm a fresher who applied. So for me, I think that internship opportunity really opened a lot of doors for me, because I worked on a few machine learning models during my internship, which kind of helped, because I have taken courses on ML as well in my university. So those things really help. So I would say to people who are right now students, that even if you're in your third year, or during your breaks, try and apply for internships, because you never know if you'll get it or not, but at least that experience will add value. And if you do get it, it's great for your profile. And apart from that, to add on to building your profile, you can join technical societies, as I already said. Here I'm not promoting ISA as such, but any technical society you can join, because it really gives you some learning and some skill set, not just technical, but even leadership and managemental role skills, because working as a team is all you need when you come to corporate. Okay, so you need to know how you have to be with a manager, you need to know how you have to work with your peers. So all this gives an upper hand for you when you go out of college. So to develop a profile or to improve it, try on all the possible opportunities that you get at the college level itself.
yeah, thank you for the insights on internships and
Yeah.
also the emphasis on the non-technical skill set. Uh, so, a question from financial point of view: what is the criteria for getting a scholarship, and how can one apply for that?
Okay. So it totally depends on the university that you're applying to. So for in my case, University of Buffalo doesn't have scholarship programs for international students, but most universities in US do. I'm not sure about each and every, but you can check their website about the scholarship program and apply way before the deadline. And also, if you're coming to US, there are certain like career fairs, like suppose in the East, there is one called GHC for girls. So you can try and look up on the internet about all the opportunities that are there because there were a few people who applied for these way before they came. So if you're aware of such events, you can apply for them. And again, the criteria for applying. So usually when such scholarships are open, they are open for international students. Now, if you want to, make the most out of it, try and have a good profile. So again, that comes with all that I had told about building the profile. So if you have a good profile, don't waste the chance of applying for scholarship. Even in college, there are societies that provide scholarships like IEEE and ISA both. So just try applying for scholarships because at the end of the day, they might be a luck. They might be a lucky draw sort of thing that you might get a scholarship. So, but usually universities are not that case. You get a scholarship if you have a good profile, you have worked on a good number of projects. And also to add on in the profile part, so if you all are students who are in second year or third year, you can also reach out to your professors or teachers who are in your department who are working on some project because even when you do further studies, it helps when you reach out to professors and ask them if you want to help them in any project, because when such a thing happens, you get to interact with the teacher. You work on a project that they are working on. It might be a research topic or anything, and it can add value because if you're applying for further studies, you need LORs, letter of recommendation from teachers. So that also helps because the teacher already knows you and is familiar with you, has worked with you, so they can give you a very good opinion about you to the university. So such things really help. Try making new opportunities. If you don't get them by yourself, at least try reaching out. And one thing is networking is very important. So as much as you reach out to people and talk to people, take guidances, you will know about the different opportunities, even in terms of scholarships or different awards that are given. Yeah.
I hope viewers take the advantage of these precious tips you have given to us. So, we know projects and research papers hold a great value. So, what kind of projects or research papers need to be published to get admitted into the prestigious universities?
Okay. So it's not very necessary to have a publication or a paper published, but having them would obviously be an icing on the cake because it will add value to your profile like anything because you worked on a research topic. And moreover, if that topic is very relevant and something that's very unique, then it's a more added advantage. So you should try and at least aim that your final year project is published. And I think there are events that few technical societies again conduct like IEEE or something which have paper publishing opportunities given to students. So you can definitely try that, or instead, as I told earlier, you can work with professors on their research topics because usually professors have a great idea of what are the different ways to publish a paper. They know the different events in colleges that allow students to publish papers. So if you let them know beforehand, maybe by the end of third year or so, that you want to publish a paper, they can help you, give you the resources for applying for the same. And at least start working on these projects by your mid third year because you need time to work on the project, and only when you conclude it you can publish a paper. So plan accordingly. But as I said, it's not necessary to have a publication, but at least for a good profile, aim for either of these. Do an internship or publish a paper. All these adds value. Apart from that, it's again the same old thing, like have a good GPA and have all the good courses, choose your electives wisely, because that really helps. At times you feel like electives are chosen only to kind of, you know, that saves your time and jo jaldi nikal jayega, but that's not the case. You should choose it according to the knowledge that it provides, because for in my case, so in instrumentation in the final year, there were electives such as expert systems, IoT, etc. There were good number of electives provided by MU. So that really helped, because expert systems is taught by Deepti ma'am, and she clears doubts very well. She gives an intro towards the subject really well. So it kind of, electives can be used to your favor rather than just for marks, frankly. So all these things, and as in master's applicant, you should, I mean, it's good if you have a research experience, because you can add it into your SOP, which is the statement of purpose letter that you provide to the university. That does add value, of course. So try and aim for it in your third year itself. Yeah.
So, lastly, any valuable lesson that you would like to share with our viewers that you learned during your course of time at VESIT and then later at University of Buffalo?
Okay. So, firstly, I'm not old enough to have so many experiences, but at least what I've encountered, I would say, if you have a clear head of what you want to pursue, because till 12th, we are all behind board exams. We don't really know what each field or engineering has to provide to us. So, we just randomly choose an engineering that maybe our friends do, our seniors do, or our parents want us to do. So, you randomly pick an engineering that you do. But once you enter that, irrespective of whatever it is, just try your hand at various things that it provides you. Take it to your own stride and work on the projects that you get, and try and understand what your interest lies in, because one never knows. If you have a clear pathway towards, what is the career path you want to follow, if you are from the very beginning, you did CS, you took CS engineering, and then you want to pursue some software development role, then it's good for you. You can just, efforts and energy could be put in only in that particular domain. But if you're not clear, as in my case, okay, so during my engineering, I was quite open. Keep an open mind to anything that comes up. Only then you can learn. If you have a very static head, you can't really try new things. And if you don't try new things, you don't know what interest lies in. So don't always close the doors for learning. Just keep it open, because uh, even now, when I attend a new lecture or some professor's talk, I get to know a new thing that I've never come across till today. And maybe that might, interest me, or that's something I might want to work in. So always keep your doors open, and take up every opportunity that comes your way, irrespective of maybe it might benefit you or not. At least it adds some skill to that effort that you put in towards it. So the most three important things that I would say that will help you is, be honest with whatever you do, and be very consistent, because if you start something today and if you don't follow it for the rest of the days, it won't help you. And be hardworking, because that will always pay off. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, that surely does it. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking time out of your schedule and being part of B and Beyond. It was such a pleasure having you on our show, inspiring so many students out there by your journey. For more such interviews, tune into our YouTube channel. See you in the next episode of B and Beyond. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.